I think my favorite dish made of maida in this world could easily be called bread because I can eat it with anything and everything. So we're making dinner rolls here and I've taken some milk. I'm going to check the temperature with a laboratory thermometer. If you don't have it, don't use the clinical one because it will break. Instead, what you can do is just dip your finger in the milk, and if you can hold it for maybe 5 to 10 seconds, that means the milk is at the appropriate temperature. Add in sugar and yeast and let it sit for about 10 to 12 minutes. I'm mixing my dry ingredients. I have taken maida, butter, salt, and sugar. I'm taking very little amount of salt because my butter was salted. It's been about 10 minutes and the yeast has risen properly. I'm going to add it half and half to the dry mixture, and I'm adding one egg here at room temperature. Make sure the egg is not cold because the yeast will stop rising and we don't want that. Don't be scared to get your hands all messy with this, or if you have a stand mixer, you can always use the paddle attachment to make the dough. When you press a finger against the dough, it should come back. That means your dough is soft. Just line your pot with a little bit of oil and let it rise for approximately 30 to 45 minutes. This is the first proofing. It is super important that you let it take its time so that the dough becomes double in size. The dough has risen perfectly. On a clean surface, I'm going to dust a little bit of maida so working the dough becomes slightly easier, and just look how it rolls away from the bowl perfectly. We're just going to knead it for maybe 3 to 4 minutes again. This recipe will help you make approximately 16 dinner rolls. If you want to make a little bit more of them, you can make the size smaller or you can double the recipe. So I've gotten my measuring scale out. Tip number 2 here is that we do not pull the maida. Alright, the gluten gets too activated and the bread that will come out will not be as soft as we want it to be. So make sure either use a knife or a pair of scissors to cut it into portion sizes. I've used the measuring scale. If you want, you can do it by approximation also to make the portion sizes. So here I'm making a little fancy design. If you want, you can make simple round buns also out of this. And here I'm just going to roll it in and I'm going to set it in the tray. So the tray is already lined with parchment paper and I have added a little bit of butter on this. Here I'm going to let it proof for another maybe 30 to 45 minutes. This is the second proofing. I'm going to add in a little bit of milk wash. If you want, you can add in a little bit of egg wash as well. Drop a little sesame seeds and let it roast. Now these beautiful buns are ready to eat. Serve them with your choice of dish or eat it as it is. Enjoy!